And we are back! Following that mega block of Mega Men showing us what they do, we're now going into a different genre. We've got Wizards and Warriors 3, Kuros, Legends of Power. This is being run by ppotdot1, and we also have the Phantom Mirror on comms. So tell us about this game.
Hey everybody, hi, I'm ppotdot1, and this is kind of a it's a fun, kind of a little bit of goofy NES era platformer with some cool tech in there. But yeah, hopefully we have a pretty solid run here. Fanto, if you want to introduce yourself.
I am the Phantom Mirror, and I am in for this lovely journey. Be prepared for some chaos and some absolutely amazing tunes and amazing stuff in this run. It's a really cool run.
Yeah. And one thing it's an obligation for me to point out, the full official title of this is Wizards and Warriors 3, Kuros, Visions of Power. Very important information. 2 colons in the title means that it's twice the game that you think it is. But we're going to get going here in just a couple seconds. Fanto, if you want to give me a countdown.
Okay, sounds good. You can jump into your run in 3, 2, 1, and good luck. Go.
Thank you. Alright, so first off, we're going to run to the left here, and we're going to pick up some money, because we have to buy some keys. We don't have the ability to enter doors right away. We have to buy some keys to get through. So we're coming into our first shop. Buy a couple keys. And this game's a little bit different from some of the previous Wizards and Warriors, or the last 2 Wizards and Warriors games, where instead of just playing as a knight the whole time, you kind of are able to unlock different abilities for yourself by joining different guilds. So we just got the bronze statue. We're going to go join the first level of the Thieves Guild here. Each guild has a little bit of a trial to it, where you have to get through a little bit of a mini platforming section and then fight a little mini boss at the end. The thief guilds are all like little mini auto-scrollers here. So we're just getting through. But this is the first game where you actually get to be a wizard in the game. So the game's titles are Wizards and Warriors. In the first 2 games, the wizard is Malkil, the evil wizard. But you actually get to join the Wizards Guild, so you see some other wizards in this game. So there actually are more than just 1 wizard total.
And that's actually a good question in chat there. Yes, this is connected to Iron Sword.
Oops, I went too far forward. Alright, we got the bronze thief statue. Just stay outside of poke range. And get that completed there. Come back out, and he's like, hey, you did it. Here's some clothes, and you get to be a thief. So he hands you the thief's clothes, and you get a little mini dagger. Dagger doesn't have quite as much range as the sword, but that's not going to matter. Each of the thieves guilds, like the different levels of the Thieves Guild, gives you a little bit of bonus to your run speed, so you move a little bit faster horizontally. And what's nice about completing each of the guilds is they give you some money as well. We do need a couple extra keys to get through the rest of the game before we unlock the ability to open whatever door we want. But have to get through a little bit more here. And then we have kind of a big, strong, demonish guy here. We have to hit a bunch of times to get past, to get the second Thieves statue. You have to have each of these statues to get into each guild. So this is the silver statue. But just
You notice the range on the weapon there. You gotta be really careful with your quick kill styles there.
yeah, your duck crouch is a little bit longer range than just like your standing slash. So get a little bit extra poke here. A couple of tricks that we just did that we just ran right by. We just despawned this enemy by spawning an extra dog. You get, when you do, like when you have a particular movement there and you like spawn more enemies than the game wants to handle at the same time. You despawn a guardian there, which you would normally have to have, like, I think it's Night 2 in order to get past that guardian. So you end up skipping quite a bit by doing just that particular movement. You can get by it with a fancy D boost as well, but it's a lot harder to do. And the extra dog despawn is nice because you get an extra dog. And then we
wouldn't be an NES game without despawning strats.
Yes. And then we have the Silver Thief statue. Each of the different ranks of the guilds have a little bit harder fight. So that one will actually lunge towards you. You have to kind of manage your health the right way usually. And the gold one has a ton of health, so it's ends up being pretty difficult to do casually, I would say. But we get our second level of the thief. This one has a crowbar, so now we can break into homes through their windows. We're an upstanding citizen, by the way.
No questions there.
Oh, tried to make sure I didn't land on him to accidentally push him off. Alright, and the crowbar, we have another one of these fights. The crowbar's range on its attack is laughable. It's so small.
To say it's a range is kind of generous, really.
It is. It's about as melee as you can get without actually being melee. It is slightly longer from the left-hand side for whatever reason. Not entirely sure why, but it definitely is. Yeah, we have the second of those demon fights, and then get the gold statue and come back over to the top of the world here, back to the other despawn spot. And we went right by this earlier. Oh, I get to show it. There's the beehive there. If you go a certain distance away and you have a certain height jump, the beehive also despawns. You would normally have to have Wizard 1 in order to get past that. You have to fire some fireballs at it. But with a particular set of movement and the right height jump, you can get by despawning it. So you're able to get all 3 levels of the thief before doing anything else. It's really nice. Alright. And then we have our third rank of the Thieves Guild. Each of these auto-scrollers is a little bit more difficult, but when you do them enough times, hopefully you know where all the little swords and things are going to come out at, so you don't get owned.
Which, if you hadn't noticed from watching it, if you're not familiar with the game, it's kind of weird clunkiness and puttiness about it. So getting owned can kind of happen pretty easily if you're not prepared. So having those kinds of backups, I'm sure, are essential.
Where'd he go? There he is. All right, and then the setup for the gold. Poke him, please. Thank you.
The little duck and crouch pokey strats kind of remind me of I think it's just the casual way to beat Dark Link at the end of Zelda 2.
Yeah. Alright. We didn't lose to any of the thieves fights, which is good. The gold fights can be kind of tough if things go awry just a little bit. Just because he's very aggressive. Has a lot of HP. Alright, and now we have Thief 3. This is Keyman. Keyman can enter any door that he wants, including windows. You no longer need the crowbar to get through windows. But he doesn't have an attack anymore, so it's just fast movements and doors. But now that we have our key to get through whatever door we want, we can climb to the top of the world and get access to our second princess. The overarching goal here is we have to rescue the 3 princesses, get their jewels, and then defeat Malkill at the end. Inadvertently, we promised to marry all 3 of them along the way. I don't know how that's gonna work. But we promised to marry them, we get their jewelry, and then we peace out.
That's the problem for future warrior.
Yeah. Alright, there's another enemy that you're supposed to defeat just below there, but because we are fast, we can just jump past him. Alright. Promise our second princess we're gonna marry her and get her jewelry, and then we fall down. Alright. So that's all we need to do in the night section of the world, is just go to the top, get the jewel, and leave. Don't need any of the knights. There was a previous, there's a strat that's coming up that we needed a knight in order to get pie before, but there's a skip that we can do now. So that little green enemy on the left-hand side, normally you would need the first level of knight in order to destroy it and get access to the bottom section of the wizards area. But because we have a new strat, or a new skip, we can get by that without needing it, as long as it works. So we just have to hope that it works quickly. Alright, and then we have the wizard sections. So these ones are vertical auto-scrollers instead of horizontal. Well, I say auto-scrollers. They're not actually auto-scrollers, just these platforms are all on cycles. So there's a fast cycle, and then hopefully you don't fall. All of the wizard platform sections are all the same, just the rank 2 and rank 3 of them, these platforms get smaller, so it gets harder to platform. But only danger is falling. Alright, don't get poked off, please. There we go. Get just out of range of his poke.
Very tight range, I might add.
Yeah. And now we ourselves are a wizard. We have access to fireballs. Do this setup. Alright, and hope that this works. Okay. I'll do it from this part of the setup. So if you do this, it's supposed to be that you just clip through the floor just like that, and skip by. It has been really inconsistent in practice for a long time, but I did a little bit of a different thing before and it was working. But, it's maybe not 100% on it. Just a little bit more consistent than before.
But still, second try we'll definitely take.
Yeah, we'll definitely take that. Alright, and we have the worm fights. Normally, for the wizards, there's 2 sets of worms. There's the first worm and then the second set of the double worms. These are to get the silver and gold wizard statues. You only need the gold statue from here. So we're gonna ignore the silver one completely. Defeat the double worm. Oh, got a little too close.
Anybody who wanted ppotdot1 on the NES, here you go.
Where's he go? There he is. Okay. Swap back to Thief, because we run fast. And get the gold statue. Wizard 2 gives you the ability to, go through, force fields. Not necessary at all. So, we just get to skip that one completely, but we take our secret tunnels through the mountain. And get over here. You have to enter this door as Thief 3, and then he kicks you out saying you're not a wizard, and then you come back out, swap to Wizard 1, and he's like, oh, cool, you're a wizard. You want to join the Wizard Guild? and then he turns you back into a knight to actually do the challenge. The door outside is locked with the skeleton key lock, so you have to have Thief 3 to enter it. And this is an unavoidable guild to get through. You have to have Wizard 3. Alright, and these platforms are smaller, so you just gotta be a little bit more careful. Defeat the SMB2 enemy there.
Yes, it would certainly raise existential questions.
Alright, and we're in the right spot here to beat the gold. Alright, there we go. Can a wizard become a warrior? Yes.
And I have to absolutely appreciate the commitment to the video game 3 kind of pattern where, you know, Zelda and so many games follow that, and this is just everywhere. Everything's in 3s.
Yeah, everything's in 3s. The wizard tricks are... So, the thieves run faster. They have the fastest horizontal speeds. The wizards jump higher. They're a little bit slower on the ground, but they jump higher than the other classes do. But we have Wizard 3 who levitates, which is a very important skill. It's actually the most important skill in the game, and you'll see why as we get to the end of the game. You'd think, how is levitating important? And it's like, it deals the most damage of anything, somehow.
Which, if that was your instinct and you kind of guessed that, then I'm really surprised by that.
Yeah. Alright, so we promised the 3 princesses that we'd marry them. We got their jewels. We need one more jewel to get past the end trigger, to get into the last section. So now we're going to go promise a dragon that we're going to marry it as well. We're playing Bard mode.
No, you're especially seeing the importance of levitating there.
Yes, have to levitate to get up to the dragon. 3-headed dragon. It's floating around. And it's very important that we continue to attack the whole time because these platforms are very finicky. You can get knocked off of them very easily. But if you're in the middle of an attack, you sort of have a little bit of extra... Nice, fast dragon. Time to not get knocked off. Alright. We fired some of the fireballs directly up there. Also very important. Do not forget, if you're playing this game, on the jewel platform, fire straight up at least 3 fireballs. But now we have our 4 jewels. And we get to unlock the final area to get to the secret palace area to get to Malkill. Nice jump. So now, instead of going down, we're going to be climbing all the way up, past the wizard area, the thief area, and the knight area. This room exists, reminder. I forget that this room exists almost every time that I'm about to enter it, so... Just one of the, it's a room that does exist, and it's very easy to forget that it exists.
I think every speedrunner has that moment in their game where they're like, oh yeah.
This is here. That's right. Yeah, because this section is mostly vertical, we're going to stay on the Wizard 3 for the most part. Couple of required levitations. One more here. And then just the last couple of rooms for the final climb. As long as I can actually jump. So this is the night area. It's nice that they gave you this little section on the right-hand side where it's like, oh, you can just easily jump up all the way to the top of this room without having to worry about any additional platforming. And then there's this room, which is like kind of an awkward room to get through normally. There's a couple of nice jump strats here to get up a little bit quicker. Nice bonk.
There's still quite a hefty ascent even with the corner jump strats.
Nice bonk. We're just getting some DLC levitates here. Alright. Alright. At the top, swap to Thief, because Thief runs a little bit quicker. And we have these little cutscenes here where we free the true king of Pied Up, this town that we're in. And then we get to confront Malkill, or the Burger King. Make sure that we say no, very important. Otherwise, bad ending. And then we levitate, and that's time.
Obviously, the intended casual strat is to just explode.
Just to levitate at the Burger King, make him explode. Also, warning for photosensitive viewers. It's a multicolored section here. But yeah, this that was Wizards and Warriors 3. The glitch that we set up to be able to levitate at the Burger King and make him explode actually started at like when I said fire 3 or 4 of the fireballs at the jewel for the dragon. That actually sets up this at the right way. Like, the memory address gets set in a certain way that when you levitate in a certain horizontal range at Malkill, he explodes, and you don't have to fight him, which is great because he's a extremely hard boss to fight.
That's wild, and you're coming in well under your estimate as well. Looks like we've got you locked in at 1935 with your estimate of 25. That was really impressive. Good job on that.
Yeah, it went pretty well. Had a good run, good practice run yesterday, and nothing major went wrong this run. Like, second try through the Jackie skip, the floor skip there. But yeah, everything else went pretty well. Some of the extra estimate is like, hey, in case I fall down in Wizard 3 and have to do it again, or like the dragon can be really trolly where he knocks you off the one-tile platforms and you have to do the fight again. But yeah, it's pretty solid, a little bit of a goofy run, but very fun to do and not too difficult to get through. So if you're interested, go ahead and ask questions down the line. I know I'm happy to answer stuff. Terex and I did this as a 12-hour challenge, Dark Terex. So my rival joins me in a bunch of different games.
That's actually great. Now, coming up next, we have got KLM1187, who is running an any percent showcase of Super Pitfall. So that's going to be pretty entertaining. Once again, you have just seen ppotdot1 crush Wizards and Warriors 3, Kuros, Visions of Power. And thanks again as well to the Phantomire for your fantastic commentary.
Thank you so much for having us.